Look at it. I mean, any food you make, if you make it in large, get those cute little portion-sized containers and freeze them. That's the best advice I can give. So anything could be frozen. There, watch Kim, a girl on her phone. She does a lot of freezer type meals. She was on a kick doing that for a while. I don't know if she's really doing weight loss content. I know she's doing a lot of budget friendly things. So I will link her channel down below. You can go check her out if you don't know her. But I think if you search in her YouTube or in her website, you will see some freezer family meals or freezer meals that you can, check out. Agreed. One sheet pan for the oven would be great. I like sheet pans, and they're really basically a protein, a carb, and a veg. That's how to make a perfect sheet pan, because that's a perfect meal. In some people's world, oh no, never have carbs. No. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of carbs. Preferably a potato. You can do a potato in a sheet pan. Chicken, shrimp, vegetables, asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, all really roast really well. So you could, some things roast better than others. And I would say certain things like chicken, I would cut smaller so it cooks. Potatoes, I would cut smaller so they cook. It is really hot out here. Maybe I should have filmed in the house. I'm starting to perspire. Did you see Dee's video? She was sweating. Let's bang these out, shall we? Is it worth joining Weight Watchers meetings online? The closest meeting place is maybe 2.5 hours away. My famous line. Well, don't quote me on this. Now, it used to be if you were app only, you were allowed to attend a meeting. Like I would message them and say, hey, could I attend one online workshop just to see if I like it? You might be able to get in, because some of them I know you can, at least back in the day. I have not really checked in this since I've always been able to attend, so I don't really know. I would say email them and say, can I attend a workshop, and see what they say. I know if you're app only, you could attend one in-person meeting, but I'm not sure about online. And what I would suggest maybe is trying it for a while and see if it is worth it. Some people do not like the Zooms. Some people just don't. They don't. So my, I guess, what is he doing over there? I guess my thing to you is ask in the group and see what people think about the online workshops. It might be something that you would resonate with. It might not. They're not as exciting as my meeting, I will tell you that. They're not as entertaining as me. But I don't know if it's not going to give you any more accountability, like for the scale. So that's a thing too. Like some people like to go to the meetings for the accountability of being weighed by somebody else. So that's the thing. If you need the being weighed, then it's not going to help. But if you like the camaraderie, it might. Because my only problem is sometimes is so many people have their cameras off that all you're seeing is like gray screens. I don't know. I like to see faces. I like to see people's expressions. That's why for me Zoom was difficult. Because sometimes you didn't see faces. And when you did see faces, it was kind of like, people don't realize it's like, I'm trying to be motivating, but I see like just kind of like blank faces or white screens in front of me. So it's a hard platform. It is. How do I keep myself from taking the attitude that I've blown it when I eat a cookie and just keep eating for the day? Well, when you eat that cookie, recognize it and say, all right, I ate the cookie, track the cookie, put the cookies away, and get out of the kitchen. Get out of the kitchen. You have to put yourself first and say, it's all right to have a cookie. There's nothing wrong with having a cookie. It's having the whole bag of cookies. And then say, all right, well, I've blown it. Let me just go eat this. No, you haven't blown it. And that's what you have to realize. We're allowed to have cookies. Shock, isn't it? We are allowed to have cookies. We just shouldn't have the whole bag of cookies. And don't look for the excuse to go and eat something that you did. Sometimes, and I've said this in many videos, we look for excuses to eat. Like, I had that cookie. Let me just go out and get McDonald's. Because you really want that McDonald's. So instead of like justifying that big splurge, why not, if you really have been craving something like a cheesesteak, McDonald's, like fried chicken or something, like find a way to make it lighter and give yourself what you crave. When you give yourself what you crave it less. Find a way to make it lighter. You can make chicken parm in the air fryer. Chicken is 0 points, the breast. How much breading are you really using on your chicken? Measure it out. It's a point's worth, I bet. Or guess what? Make your own breadcrumbs out of light bread and then bread your chicken. Air fry it. It's minimal points. The sauce should be 0 for making your own. Even if you get a tomato sauce, they're usually, just get one without sugar. And for the amount you're going to use, you're not using a half a cup on a piece of chicken, and then some light mozzarella, and you make yourself a delicious chicken parm, and you have enough points to have some pasta with it. Give yourself what you want, and you know that you don't have those excuses. You're not looking for an excuse to eat, because I'm going to be honest. I think some of us are so strict with ourselves that kind of stuff happens. And don't be that strict. You have points, you have weeklies. If you want something, have it. Make it lighter. Don't have all of it. I feel like that is a big thing. Like, we are all or nothing. Either I have all of it or I have none of it. We have to become some of it. So that, keeps us from going to that, like I said, eating that cookie didn't throw you off track. It's that mindset of saying, I am off track, I'm going to go eat, and that's what you do. So I guess my advice is, eat the cookie, track it, put it away, and move on. Don't let it ruin the rest of your day, the rest of your week, because it really shouldn't. Cookies are not off plan. The whole bag is, yeah, but one cookie will never derail you. I am feeling very dedicated to my journey this time around. However, I'm afraid I will give up yet again. What did you say to yourself to help you stay on your journey? Well, I've been off my journey many times. We know that. And it's normal to be off your journey. Make your journey life. Don't make it a diet. Don't restrict things. I think we are all, again, reiterating that all or nothing. We're either all on plan or all off plan. Sometimes when I'm not having the best time, I which I've been for the last few months, as I've told you, I've been on maintenance, just staying the course, because I know my mindset wasn't there, and mindset is key. And I just had to stay the course and, do the best that I could. And was I perfect? Is anybody perfect? Let me know if you're perfect in the comment section below, because nobody is. But I will say, make it like a lifestyle. And that's the best advice I could give, is fit the foods in you love. If you want chicken parm, make chicken parm. Again, you don't have to, when you look at a restaurant chicken parm, that they're deep frying it and they have loads of breading on it. You don't need a full, you just need a dusting of the breadcrumb. Give that little bit of something. And your tomato sauce should be 0. I make my own, so that's why I say that. But you could use this, I'm sure I can just tomato sauce. And I'm sure I have a recipe for that. I made a 0-point pizza sauce, which you could use, absolutely. You're just getting some tomato sauce, adding some spices. Some garlic, some oregano, some basil. And there is a little bit of sweetness that's really needed. So sometimes I put monk fruit in there if I'm desperate. But if I can cook it, because that's a no-cook one. If I cook it, then I put carrots in there. And the sweetness of the carrots infuses the tomatoes and makes them sweet. So definitely, and then the cheese. My gosh. You can get Trader Joe's light mozzarella. It used to be really good in points. I think it's 2 points for the serving. It used to be 1. Even still, that's still 2 points for that amount of cheese. Do you need a 1/4 cup of cheese? Probably not. You could probably use an 1/8 cup and be just as happy. It's fine what are you looking for? Like, what are the foods that you're not eating that is setting you off? And that's the thing you have to do. And that's why a lot of times I call them hacks. People are like, oh no, just eat the real thing. It is the real thing. Because I use lighter ingredients doesn't make it less real than anything else. And it keeps me on track. Like, using monk fruit instead of sugar keeps me on track. And I don't have those sugar cravings. I don't have that sugar drawl that I used to have, because it really affected me. I'm not gonna lie, it did. It was very hard to have anything with sugar in it, like cane sugar. And then it's like you just crave it the rest of the day, and the rest of the week all you're thinking about is sugar. It's like, it did something to my head. I really think it did. And I needed to break free of that. And people will say, well, my doctor says that monk fruit has the same effect. Your body reacts. Your body reacts because it's eating something sweet and it associates it with sugar. But in your head, it's not. Like, I know it's not. I know it's imitation. I know, but it's still, especially monk fruit or stevia, they are all natural. They are plant-based. So yes, they give me that high, but I know it is not the same high that I get from the other one. And I know in my head that this is better for me. So I don't take that, oh my gosh, just I'm having cake, I need to have more. I'm happy to have any bit of little thing when I make my thing. I'm excited to have that. So that's just my advice, is make it lifestyle. And I think that is when I got to goal. back in the day. I mean, I would, how many times you just do this, you don't eat that, you don't eat this, like even recently, I was about not eating cheese. I didn't want to give up points for cheese. Well, in certain instances, cheese doesn't matter. In certain instances, it does. So I would stop having cheese because I'm thinking I'm not paying 2 or 3 points for something that I really doesn't make I can't taste it. Like in a sandwich, sometimes you can't taste it. Sometimes you can, depending on what you're making it with. But I realized that it's cheese. It's 2 points. It's not the end of the world. When you look at the calorie count, I guess doing calories and macros gave me a sense of it's not as bad as Weight Watchers sometimes shows it is. So that was a good learning lesson. Like, points and calories don't always match. Something can be 60 calories and 2 or 3 points, which seems like a lot, where you have something that's 120 calories and 1 point. So how does that make sense? It's what it's made of. Like it's higher in fat, higher in sugar, lower in fiber, lower in protein. So that's going to affect the point value. Doesn't mean that you can't eat it. And I think a lot of the problems with people having with Weight Watchers is seeing something that's high point and shying away from it. I think that's the general idea that they want us to. But I've learned counting macros and calories. I still do. If I want something, I look at the calorie count. I've tried to be like a little bit more learned than the Weight Watchers app. Okay, it's 7 points, but it's 120 calories. It's not going to break me. I track it. I take it out of my weeklies. I have so many people that don't use weeklies, and that is a reason why they're having trouble on their journey. And because you look too much at points and not enough at everything. That's why it's good to look at the label. Just because I'm counting points doesn't mean I don't look at the label anymore. I have learned that I need to really have that balance of checking that and saying, yeah, it's 6 points, but it's 120 calories. It's not tragic. Let's just track it and move on. And it'll take it from my weeklies if I run out of points for the day. And being on the diabetic plan gives me more allotted points for the day. It gives me 5. I have to count, I believe the two big things are fruit and yogurt. And I really don't eat that much fruit. And if I do, again, I have weekly points. And also in my head, I think about, well, in the other plans is 0 point food. I'm not diabetic. I'm not pre-diabetic. I don't need to watch my sugar intake. But I do because I think it's better for me. It's better for my mindset. But yeah, so also when I think about, like I made a French toast the other day. First or second day on plan, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm using an apple. That's 3 points. But there was a bad spot on it, so I cut it off and I cut the apple and I weighed it and it came to 2 points. But I also thought to myself, Denise, if you were on the other plan, you'd have 5 less points, yes. But that fruit would be 0. It's the same fruit you're eating here as you'd eat there. So don't guilt yourself because you have to count points for it. Because, it's still a 0 point food in somebody else's plan. So I definitely took the points for it. And like I said, it comes out of your weeklies if you go over. And there's no harm in using weeklies. I think I had a whole video on that about the stigma of using weekly points is huge in the Weight Watchers community. I don't know why it became that way. From day one, I needed to go into my weeklies because I'm a volume eater. I like to eat. I like my regular pasta. And that's another thing. Like, if you like the lighter pasta, that's great. But if you don't, you're eating it because it's lower in point, you're not satisfied. So, again, you have to do what's best for you, and you can continue. So I was always going into my weeklies because, again, I like bread with my spaghetti. I know, double carb, but that's how I grew up, and that's what I like to eat. I just eat less of it. Less pasta, less bread, but I still get to have it. So weekly points aren't essential for a lifestyle. Because if you're not using weeklies, you're just doing diet. That would be my opinion. I feel like if you're not doing, and I'm going to hear, I'm not hungry. But are you struggling? Are you struggling? You're not seeing the scale move. Are you not hungry because you don't want to be hungry? How many times have I heard people say, oh, I forgot to eat. Oh, I wasn't hungry. How do you go from overeating, being hungry constantly, to all of a sudden not being hungry, not eating? I think sometimes that switch, because we're on diet mentality, flips, and we're afraid to eat, so we don't think about it. And I don't ever want to have that relationship with food where I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid to eat that. I don't want to eat that. That's good. I don't want to have that's giving up one, problem for another. And I don't need that. I've already had it bad relationship with food. I'm trying to heal my relationship with food and realize that food is not the problem. I'm the problem. I have been the problem. Food didn't cause me to gain weight. I caused me to gain weight. And admitting that and knowing that and recognizing that made all the difference in my journey. We tend to blame things. It's food's fault. If I just didn't eat that. Oh my God, the carbs in that were ridiculous. That's why I gained. Oh, the sugar is too high. Well, yeah, a little bit, but in the honesty, it's how much of that did you eat? Where do I take blame in any of this? It's easier to sit there and say, oh, that's processed food. No wonder I didn't gain weight. I mean, all that cheese is a processed food. Moderation is not going to hurt anybody. And it's easier to blame food than it is to blame the mistakes that we do or the things that we do. It's easier to blame somebody else. It is. And I take the brunt of whatever I do. Like that first question. No, second question. No, third. Oh, the blown it one. I thought, how to keep myself from that. It's the attitude that you want to blame the cookies for the reason you went off the rest of the day. It's not the cookies' fault. You allowed yourself to feel like, okay, I ate those cookies, now I can eat. Yeah, you might not in your, outer self be like that, but that little person in your head's going, all right, I ate those cookies, let's blow the day. Come on. Like that little person on this shoulder is going, come on, let's just go eat. And the other person's going, no, you've worked really hard. You ever have those two little people on your shoulder? I have them all the time. It's that, good Denise and bad Denise. Good Denise says, it's only one cookie. You don't need the rest of that. The other one's going, oh, come on. You know you want it. You worked so hard. Just eat what you want. You've already blown the day. And it's like we have this battle with ourselves. Not food. We have the battle with us. It's little Denise and bad Denise and good Denise on each shoulder going, yeah. It's like, I've done that. I've actually had where I'm going, it gets this push-pull. We have to change the narrative of the push-pull. We have to stop blaming the food. Taking ownership of our journey will make all the difference. It gives you clarity, like, oh my God. Yeah, I ate too much. When I sat there and admitted that, I wish I could find the vlog where I said that. Because it was in my earlier car ramblings back in when I first started my channel. I ate too much. I ate too much. I put that food in my mouth and swallowed it. It didn't jump in there. I chose it. I ate it. And I'm in the predicament that I'm in. So it's time to, and I remember thinking, I gotta crawl out of this hole. And I did. I crawled tooth and nail to get out of that hole. And I am right at the top. I'm still there because I still, I'm not done yet, but I'm at the top. And my head's above ground. And like I said, I posted a transformation. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm so far from where I was. And that's what we have to remember. We might not be where we want to be, but we are so far from where we used to be. And remember that. Don't lean on that. Don't sit there and justify, well, I am 100 pounds down, so I could have some leeway. Occasionally, yes, you can. Yes, you can go out and enjoy a party and have a couple adult beverages and some cake. Because if you're at a wedding, you're going to sit there and not have cake and champagne. I don't know about you, but I enjoy cake and champagne when I'm at a wedding. It's a celebration. I might not have 4 glasses of champagne and 3 pieces of cake. I might have 2 glasses of champagne and half a piece of cake. But I am having it, and I am in control of my destiny. You're in control of your destiny too. Take hold of your journey and own it. That's what I want you to leave here with. Take hold of it and own it. You got this. We got this. All right, my lovelies. I have really talked. Again, I love these videos because it just, things spew out of me. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped. I hope you got something from it. If you are new here, we had a lot of influx from the Weight Watchers reboot. I am so excited about that. I'm probably going to put my little Weight Watchers in all my videos now. Since this is a Weight Watchers channel again, and it feels good. And I feel really good. I feel good about myself, about my decision. So, in fact, Danielle and Nicole and I are going to do a little collab about why we decided to go back this weekend. So, be on the lookout for that. And welcome to all the newbies. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If not yet, hit that subscribe button. Join us here at Dish with D for Weight Watchers, weight loss, community content. And we have a fantastic Facebook group, Dish with D's Crew. Like I said, it's linked in the description box below. Come over there to Facebook and have at it with us because we enjoy ourselves over there too. So I will dish with you another day. I am vlogging today. I'm going to get a haircut. Yeah, this curl's going to be gone. I'm going to get just a trim. I think I'm going to get the back really short, maybe an angled bob to the front. But I think that's what I'm going to do. The back needs to come off because since I've been taking the collagen, oh my gosh, between my hair and my nails just growing like weeds. It's good. She's going to be like, I can't believe your hair is this long. I'm like, I can't believe my hair is this long either. But yeah, collagen's good. Hair, skin, and nails. People ask me all the time, why do you have such nice skin, Dee? Collagen. Collagen and good skincare are essential in a weight loss journey. So I will dish with you another day. Ta-ta for now, my lovelies.